All right. On tonight's episode, we have Omar from the band We Struck Gold out of the UK. Check it out. Here we go.
Oh, no! Oh, boy! Ah, here it comes! The motherfucking loud spot!
Hey, what's up? What's going on, everybody? I'm your host tonight, Sam. We're doing a special UK edition here on the Loud Spot. That's what I've kind of been tasked with a little bit, or that's what I volunteered to do. So our first UK band, and it's not the first band. Sebastian's had tons of bands from the UK, but I'm going to focus on predominantly the UK and the EU type bands because there's so many out there. But tonight we have metalcore band We Struck Gold. We got Omar. Omar, what's up, man? How you doing?
Well, good, man. How's yourself?
I'm doing great. I'm out in the nice high desert heat of Barstow, California. So your band, would I be safe to say at least metalcore is predominantly the main core of your guys' band?
So I guess metalcore is what we're sort of developing into. We obviously stem from a melodic hardcore background. We're just trying to, we don't really want to stick to one genre in particular. We want to incorporate everything sort of around what we're into, around our music, just make it more accessible to as many people as possible.
You know, I just had a conversation yesterday about someone, and they're like, well, we're a metalcore band, but we don't want to stick within, you know, like the metalcore. And I'm like, don't. If the fucking song you write is a country song and it feels right, write it. Play it, you know, do your arrangement to how it feels. What's the vibe? Don't get stuck in a box of metalcore, because I think predominantly people these days are not stuck in a box. Like, good example, me, I'll listen to pop, I'll listen to country. If it just sounds good and I like it, I like it. End of story. I wouldn't put myself in a box if I was in the band. They'd be like, well, who do you sound like? I said, well, how much time you got? Because we sounded a little bit like Britney Spears over here, a little bit like Wage War, a little bit, you know, of this band, probably through a country. I was like, just listen to it. If you like it, you fucking like it. If you don't, you know, move on.
Dude. At the end of the day, like, you're the musician, so whatever you write is just, people can take that in their own way and just be unique. However, whatever you write will obviously link back to your style anyway. So confining to a genre maybe isn't the best thing. But I mean, like you said, well, I don't think any of us really predominantly listen to metalcore or hardcore or melodic hardcore. We listen to everything. So why not incorporate a bit of that into our own?
And we all know that all of us probably listen to a little hip hop or rap somewhere in at least if it's a national, if it's a commercial hip hop or rap song that comes on, we know we're busting out the rhymes. We could be the whitest person in the room. And like a Dr. Dre or Snoop Dogg song comes on, it's like we're just throwing them up for no reason, and then of course we get our ass kicked later on down the road.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So you guys started kind of right before the pandemic, correct?
I guess we started again right before the pandemic.
Yeah.
But we've been going for a good few years. It's mainly been me and Jesse, who's the guitarist, sort of stuck through thick and thin, and we have just tried and tried and tried. And yeah, I guess we sort of could say reformed again just before the pandemic happened. And
you mean I call it the world fucking in the music industry, because it fucked everyone in the music industry. It's plain and simple.
Yeah, it did. But for us, it was like kind of good timing, because things were kind of like falling apart before the pandemic, and the time off gave us time to start working on new stuff. And Jesse and Scott, because I was stuck 11 months out of the country. I just couldn't get back. So in that time, Jesse found like a new drummer, and the amount of time they put in just practicing, getting the set down, learning all the songs, getting ready for the studio. Well, I was stuck out of the country. I'm like an 11-month holiday.
Where were you stuck at?
So I was stuck in the Middle East, a country called Oman.
Oh no, no.
So it was hot. It was hard.
It was probably great at first because you're like, oh yeah, I'm going on a holiday. We're gonna go out to the Middle East and visit some friends, some family. We're gonna do some things. Wait, what? I can't go back home? Wait, are you serious? Are you serious right now?
So it was like they closed the airport completely, and then it was like, so my 3-week holiday, they closed the airport, all the flights were cancelled, the airspace in the country was completely closed as well, which was just crazy.
Yeah.
And I mean, it would be okay if someone said that day, your flight's cancelled, you have 11 months here.
And it would have been fine. You'd be like, all right.
Learn new language. I can do this. I can go to this place. I can take up this hobby. I can even get a gym membership. But I was going to like some free gym, which was like half an hour drive away, because I thought, oh, it's all right. I'm leaving like in a couple of weeks when British Airways like booked my flight again. So there's no point forking all this money for a gym membership. I could just drive down the road. 11 months later, 9 cancelled flights later, it was just, I was still there.
Yeah, you're like 400 pounds, eating Cheetos, watching Al Jazeera TV.
So many animals. We have like a house full of cats out there now.
Wait, so are you rescuing animals on the side? Is that what something you're into?
So basically, we have a family house out there. My sister lives there. My dad now as well. So we were seeing her and seeing like other family.
Oh, okay. I thought you brought them back to the UK with you. That's what I was thinking.
We had 1 dog out there, and then we ended up with, I think, 5 cats. They have more now. 3 dogs. 2 have gone to foster homes. We were just looking after them. 1 was really injured and almost died, which was quite sad. But and then actually, when I came back here, when I finally managed to fly back, a couple months later, I flew 2 of my cats out. So 2 of my little rescue cats are here.
Just remember, animals are not Pokemon, sir. You just can't collect them all. Just kidding. It's one of those things. Once you say one to one, you're going to say one yes to another, and then if you're just in, and if you just help one, you got to help another, and then you got to keep helping another. And I guess women could say that about us, men. They're like, well, he seemed damaged, and I needed to, help him out. So I said yes to him. All right. Right now, we're going to take a look at your guys' newest song, Done. Just a little bit about the song. Why, what's the premise of the song? Like, why'd you guys write it? What's kind of the lyric content in it? And what do you want people to get out of it?
So I think the song, it started actually, Jesse wrote a completely different song. And he took the intro from that other song and used it in this one. He just thought, I'll try something different. And honestly, I don't really know too much about the whole writing process of this song because I was in a different country while he did it.
Oh, okay.
As soon as he sent it to me, I was like, instant ideas, just everything was flowing through my head. Like I fell in love with this song in particular.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, and I think with this song, actually, the lyrics just sort of came to me and I wrote that in like a couple of hours. This one really sort of touched home. So
lyrically, what is this song about to you, and where were you at? What kind of frame of mind were you when you wrote this song?
So this song,
you weren't at Disneyland. That's what I'm trying to get at. You weren't at Disneyland having a great time when you wrote the song. But I want you to say it, not me.
So this is the whole cliche of like the whole heartbreak and fallout of a relationship kind of thing. I know it's back that old one, but
I thought it was because you caught it like a STD and you're like, we're done.
Exactly. So it's more how can I say this? It's just looking at why things came to an end and it's just sort of getting out of that frame of mind. When I write songs, it could be from a really dark place, but I always like to put that sort of positive spin on, and there's a positive outcome either for myself or for others that I try and transcribe through the lyrics. So this is more a song being from a dark place, trying to understand why what's happened has happened and sort of moving on from that.
Okay. All right. Well, let's check out the song. This is Done. It's available right now on Dreambound. You guys release it through Dreambound. Everyone can go check it out. If they go to Dreambound, put in We Struck Gold, Done. It's right there. Check it out. Come on, get up there. I have to learn to. And there you go. Oh shit. There was extras. Hold on. Let me stay. I mean, you guys added that for a reason.
Loki Films. So that's on Filmmaker.
Oh, okay. So, okay. I guess I gotta press play. Oh well. Come on, get up there. Fuck it. Anyhow, all right. So yeah, that's done. Now, when did you guys record that that video?
The video we recorded, I think, in December.
In December. Okay, so you guys waited till March to pump it out there after kind of the spring roll. Now, is this a part of an EP or is this just a single release that you guys are doing?
So this is the second single that we've released. We have a few more singles coming, and then we should have an 8-track being released fairly soon. So in the next few months.
All right, so an 8-track. That's well, no, 9 is an album. That's right, 9 is an album. No, I don't know what's.
We're just calling it an 8-track.
You know, everyone is like album. Do you have enough for a set? That's the question of the day.
We have plenty enough for a set.
Exactly. So let's talk about that touring. Where are you guys at? Are you guys getting ready to hit the road? Are you guys going outside of the UK or just? I mean, granted, you guys could literally hit every corner of 5 points over there and probably have different crowd crowds at each one.
Completely.
Yeah.
Great statement. So yeah, we are heading out soon. We have a couple gigs coming up next weekend, which should be good. One quite local and the other in London. So
Okay.
a bit of a drive. Well, a bit of a drive for us, but for you guys, that's like, I don't know, down the road, I guess.
yeah. What's like well, unless you're in like the Boston, New York area, where like like 100-mile drive is like close to 3 hours with traffic and stuff like that. Is that the same thing? I mean, I used the trains when I was out there, so you guys have an awesome train system. Unless you wanted to go like to, what is it, to the west, it wasn't very friendly to the west or something like that.
Oh, so that's where we're from. We're from the west.
Yeah. Like if you wanted to go like from the east to the west, it wasn't, the trains didn't run as much. But if you stayed like in London and fucking northern part right there,
London, the public transport, just so easy around London.
Yeah.
Come out of London, everything's just a nightmare around.
Yeah.
And man, the prices of trains are just insane.
Well, you know, we have the prices of gas. What's the cost of, how many euros or pounds? I don't know what, you know, what you guys are using right now at this moment, because you can use either one.
So we're using pounds.
Okay, you're back to pounds now. All right.
Man, gas, what we call petrol here,
Yeah.
£1.74 I paid this morning, which is extreme because like a year ago it was, I think, like £1.20, £1.15 maybe.
You know how much we're paying out here, right? We're I think here in California we're almost to $7 US dollars a gallon, $7 US dollars. So that's,
what has it been in the last few
what's
months?
that? It usually been around, it's right around $4 a gallon. So
Wow.
it hasn't even spiked yet, but that's what we get. If you want to run a car and you want to go far and you don't want to take public transportation or get your happy ass on a bicycle or feet, which I don't care either war, you're going to pay for it. So that's why we got all these electrical cars. All right. So you guys have tours coming up. What about, you know, I know you want to talk a little bit about James's management company and maybe your guys' merger with that, how you guys got together, or you can say how much you hate his management company and he sucks and he's horrible. James, if you're watching, you're a horrible person. Absolutely disgusting. Just kidding, James. We actually do like James. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, he's a lovely bloke. And I mean, he has really helped us. He has really put us back on track. And it came at a sort of perfect time because we just reformed. We just sort of written all this music, ready to go into the studio. And I think we're just ready to go into the studio by the time we linked up with him. And the way he just put us all in order has just been amazing. And
yeah, because a lot of people don't realize that it's not like you know, you're the band. You when you first start out, you're doing everything, but you can get to a point where you can offload that duty to someone else, but you have to trust them. You have to listen to them. You have to take their advice and counsel because that's what you're paying them for in one way, shape, or another. But we get a lot of bands these days that they just want to do it they want to do it their way, which is fine because we want you to be happy. You're the creator. We can't create it. You know, managers, we cannot create what you're creating, but we can give our advice to help sell it, to try to get it out there. And I think everyone can probably agree these days, maybe there's going to still be some holdouts, but the idea is to make money off this thing so you can have a career. So you're playing big festivals, big stages, but at the same time, still trying to keep your roots, still trying to keep your message of what you want to convey. But there's a lot of bands, and I think I can speak for myself, and you guys can send all your hate to me, but there's so many cookie cutter bands that are speaking the same message that they haven't sat down and realized, okay, we don't need to sound like Parkway Drive. We don't need to sound like Wage War. We don't need to sound like Beartooth. We need to sound like what we sound like. Okay, well, what are we writing about? Number one. And then where are we going with this? What is the message we want to convey? Is it just the song or is it the whole album? Are we theming out the whole album about love, lost, or smoking weed or whatever that, you know, whatever theme you want to get? Sure. But if you start putting together a team and you don't listen on the professional side, what's going to make you look good, smell good, taste good. That way there people will start digesting and are going, you know what, I'll take a look at this real quick. It sounds pretty good. Because if you would have came out with a video that was shot from, I don't know, an old BlackBerry phone, I'm pretty sure it's not going to get that many views.
Well, exactly. And unfortunately, being in a band isn't just all about the music now. I mean, back in the day, we just produce like an awesome record and that could take you like pretty far, but now you just have to look the part, you have to act the part, you have to, it's more about like the visuals than it is the music, because the first thing you're going to see scrolling through Instagram or YouTube or whatever is like
the thumbnail.
And then and then you can hear some audio. So
yeah,
you really just have to entice people in. And like what James has done has really helped us with sort of advice on how to get that.
Yeah.
Another thing with James is he's very understanding of, he will offer all this advice, whether we take it or not. He says it's down to the band. But I mean, that has been the biggest kick up our ass, really, is just getting everything in order and focusing more on the visual side than we were doing in the past. Are
you guys still a 4-piece or down to a 3-piece now?
So we're actually just become a 4-piece again.
Okay. Back to a 4-piece again.
So, I mean, it got to that point with the band where it was just the 3 of us and we weren't going to let that stop us. I mean, we run backing track, so we can sort of run anything through the backing track minus the drums.
Yeah.
That's a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drums and leads, you can't really run too much through and without being. You remember back in the day when like Milli Vanilli and they were, or even maybe back to the Super Bowl days where, who was it? I think it was the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and Flea got called out for not being plugged in. It's like, yeah, it's a tracked performance with live vocals on it. Due to the fact is the arena that we're in and it's running through TV, so we can't actually play live and have it sound good because there's 1,000 different problems that could happen in that what is that, 15 minutes for a Super Bowl? In that 15-minute time span, if it goes south, it's going to be fucked the whole entire show. And I remember that he goes, but I play live. Come to one of my shows. I play live. But now we're at the point where it's okay to have tracking because you have to have a full sound because you don't have the budget to pay for the violinist that has little tiny notes in there. You don't have, or even the keys, dude, that the synths that are in there and most music, you don't have money for that shit.
Exactly.
So and then you get to play for 50 pounds, you know, and that's it. That's your, you know, you drove
drink sometimes.
Yeah. You drove 100 kilometers or more and 50 pounds. And yeah, you're right. One, maybe a meal and a free drink, or at least water. They might give you some water if you're and people don't realize that. And of course it's not like that. It's only like that at the beginning. Eventually it starts. Soon as you start to have more people coming to your shows and more people attracting, then of course you're able to negotiate with these venue owners and promoters and stuff like that and say, hey, last time we brought 30 heads of our own. Can we cut that? I always tell bands, cut that in half. If you brought 30 heads at 10 pounds each, then that's $300 you should be getting paid at least 150 pounds. Then, because you want the promoter to make some money and have you back, because he's got to buy supposedly, not all promoters do this, but they got to buy the insurance for the show. They got to pay the sound guy. They got to, maybe if they're renting out the stage, not most of these places you can do a deal. So there's a lot of risk for the promoter to just throw a show together and making sure everyone gets paid fairly as best they can, unless you're buying tickets in advance and you get to keep the profits and all that kind of stuff, which people say pay to play, whatever.
And my hat's off to promoters, because I mean, I can deal with that stress.
Well, I as a promoter, I can tell you, I always told bands, look, I'm not saying you're not getting paid, but your pay is based on how many tickets you sell. So you sell 10 tickets. Here's the structure. You'll get, $2 to £2 for every ticket that you sell, up to X amount, which is usually like 24 tickets, and then we start bumping it up to like $3 and so on, so until it's eventually you're selling, like if you're selling over 100 tickets, I'm going to give you over 50% of the money because you're bringing the people in there, even though I may have a headliner. But if I have a headliner that asks for way much more money, and I said, okay, they're asking for 1,000. That's a low headliner, but they're asking for 1,000 for a night on a 500 cap room. That means the max money I can make in this room is $5,000, and 1,000's got to go to them, and 250 for the sound and all this kind of stuff. But a lot of people don't realize it, so keep that in mind, guys, especially beginner bands that are out there.
Adverts as well, because I mean, bands can be over reliant on the promoter, but at the end of the day, you promote your own shows, whether that's paid adverts or however. Promote. Yeah,
that's right. That's right. At the end of the day, if you blame yourself for the amount of people that are in that room, you can fix that. You can't keep fixing it if it's, oh, that promoter sucked, or, oh, the ads didn't work, or you do your job. Yeah. Or you can have, or you can, if that happening for a whole year, you should probably take a look at your band. I'm just saying, you might be the one that sucks and they don't want to come to your show.
Who knows?
Hey, the first time I saw Knock Loose, I didn't even know what he's saying. I still don't follow Knock Loose, but let me tell you what, he can throw a show together. He can put on a performance, and I forget the lead singer of Knock Loose, but kudos to you, Knock Loose. I love your show. I can see the passion. I can feel the words. Well, the words that aren't gutturals and screams and the clings. How about that? I can feel the passion. So, all right, where can people check you guys out? I know you're everywhere, but
yeah, all our socials, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Obviously, our music videos live on Dreambound if you want to check them out there.
You guys got any new merch lines coming out?
So yeah, we'll be coming out in the next few weeks, so definitely stay tuned.
So make sure you guys go out, buy a t-shirt, show your support. It'll have nude girls on it. Now, we talked earlier about this, and I said, some of the funny things between countries is always hilarious, especially the language, especially as easy as something as a cigarette. Back in the day, it used to be just called a fag or a twig. Over here, it's a square or I can't remember. Yeah, a square. I don't ask me, because I think it had something to do with World War II soldiers. They got a square of cigarettes in their MREs, their rations, their C-rats.
So that makes sense.
And it's a hilarious. But now I think, of course, you guys still call an elevator a lift. You still call a bathroom. Well, everyone's different. What do you guys call a bathroom over there? A loo. So.
Sidewalk.
Yeah, well, that's right. If you're in downtown East London, just take a whiff, and or is that the West Side? Which one has like more of the pubs? I think it's the West Side, actually, isn't it?
I'm bad.
Oh, okay, all right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it smells like urine on a good, nice. The reason why is because when the sun is. Yeah, when the sun is finally shining, it's fucking hot and muggy because it's been raining for days. So, well, I appreciate you, Omar. Guys, check out these guys' music. If you're in the UK, make sure you attend a show. It's more important more than ever since the pandemic that you guys have to go out to a show. If you don't go out to a show, this thing doesn't develop. We cannot have it happen again. Again, I'd like to thank Omar for joining me. I'd like to thank James for... Yep. And thanks, James, for sending them my way. We hope to have more UK bands. And, of course, guys, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click that notification button as well as that subscribe button, because it's very important that anytime we release something, we want to make sure you're taking it out. Take 30 seconds to look at it. If it's not for you, it's not for you. Don't forget, we have a Patreon page. We are on Facebook, Instagram. Go watch Sebastian's TikToks. They're hilarious. Most of them are on because he's drunk. So yeah, so they're really, really good. But guys, we appreciate every little support that we get, and we also like to thank our station, Pantheon Podcast, for hosting this via on audio, not online. Online, we're on YouTube. So till we see you guys next time, hopefully next Friday, have a great day, and don't forget to treat each other good. Talk to you later.
This is the Loud Spot outro by nothing short of tragic. Is this all talk with no action? No. Is this my thoughts with distraction? No. Is this what I bought that's in fashion? Or is this the Loud Spot with Sebastian? Yes. Does nothing short of tragic have us back again? Yes. Does everything that's good really have to end? Yes. A pin post has to pin show, so to get more episodes, make an order, this is over.
Thanks for watching our video. Don't forget to click the like and share button.
Don't forget to go to our YouTube and subscribe.
If you want to listen to our audio and pick up some cool merch, go to www.theloudspot.net. Peace out, rock on, much love.